Once your material has transferred to Premiere Pro, you're nearly ready to start editing. There's just one more thing we need to do to make sure we can edit the sound on all of these clips properly, and that's to separate out the two sound channels we've got recorded with both of them. This is easy. Just select all of your material in this bottom window, go to the Clip menu at the top, and then go Modify Audio Channels. We need to change the clip channel format from stereo to mono, and we need to tell the program we've got two channels for each audio clip. And now we really are ready to start editing. So to edit one particular shot, double click on it or drag it up to the window in the top. If you press the L key on the keyboard, the footage will play forward. K and it'll pause, and J and it'll go backwards. And the more times you press J, or indeed L, the faster it will go. So let's try and find a point that we can actually use one of these shots. So when you've found the point you want to start with a particular shot, you can use this icon on the screen or the I key on the keyboard to mark an in point. That's where you're telling the computer where you want to start with that shot. Then you can play on with the icon on the screen or with the space bar. And when you get to a point where you want to stop, you can use this icon that says mark out or the O key on the keyboard to tell it where you want to stop. And now we've chosen the little bit of that shot that we actually want to use. Then what we need to do to make an edit is just to drag it across over here, and you can see it's appeared on the timeline down here. Every time you make an edit, you need to check that that's actually what you intended to do. These are just blobs on a screen at the moment, so that looks okay to me. If it's not okay, then here's the best button in the whole program, Edit and Undo. So there's one more thing we need to think about to keep your timeline down here in the bottom right really neat and tidy. And that's where we put the various different bits of material. So I'll just get rid of that one. So here's an interview. Any piece of interview, we want the pictures to go onto video 1, and we want A1, where the good sound should be recorded, to also go onto A1 on the timeline. That's there, let's put it at the front of the story. If we've got some pictures, then we can put our video onto V2, and we want to take the sound from A2, which is the background sound, and put that also on A2 on the timeline. And you can see that will either just go there or it can go over the top of the interview, and we can play both at once if that's what you want to do. The other tracks, V3 is for any graphics or titles, A3 is for the voiceover, and A4 can be for any music if you're using music in your story. And if we all stick to those conventions, we'll have a neat and tidy timeline. We'll all understand what's going on in the story.